Someone share with me what they know about Six Flags. Katie? Or Kate? Goodness, that's twice today. Kate?
I know that it has lots of fun rides.
Okay, fun rides. What about you, Blaze?
It has some scary rides.
Scary rides. What about you, Gracie?
It has
Small rides. What about you, Chase?
rides.
Long rides. There's more than just rides at Six Flags. What about you, Lily? It's huge. That's a good one. Wyatt?
They sell lots of
Prizes. Okay. Corbin?
It has lots of roller coasters.
Okay. Roller coaster. Sydney?
They have lots of games.
Games. Xavier?
Big amusement park.
Amusement park. Someone that hasn't said anything. Grant?
You can get drinks.
Okay. There's food and drinks. Yep. Cooper?
They have
Go-karts.
go-karts.
Okay. So we know a lot about Six Flags. What about this place? Immokalee. What do we know about that? Immokalee. What do you know about that, Emma?
They probably have fancy stuff.
Okay, so she said probably, right? She doesn't know, so she's just using what she might know. So she said it might be fancy. If you don't know what it is, just make a guess at what you think. Sydney?
They might be able to close.
Clothes. She thinks it sounds like a place there might be clothes. What do you think, Chase? Okay, so we're like might be, right? Might be fancy, might be clothes, or might be games. But does anyone know what Immokalee is? Really? No, because we don't have any schema, right? So we would have to read a story about it to know. So schema is what we already know. Like Six Flags, we have a lot of schema about Six Flags. So whenever we talk about schema, we're also talking about making connections. When you read, we find ways that the text is like things we already have in our own life or other texts you have read. So there's 3 ways to make a connection. So it all starts with our book. We might make a text to self. This reminds me of when something in your life. Or a text to text. This is like another book or another movie that I read. Or text to world. This is like something that happened in my community or a lesson you might learn that the whole world knows. So we think about this like a big bullseye. That's what I'm going to show you right now. Is our making connections. Let's see if you can see this whole thing. Can you see it?
That's a big
I think you can.
paper.
Okay. So in the middle, we have the text. That's where our book is. See? Got our lovely text that we love, right? And then outside of that, you might make a connection to ourselves. Text to self. That means the text, thinking of my own life. I'm thinking of my own life. Something that happened in my own life. My own life. Something that happened to you. So you've been to Six Flags, that's text to self. Okay, the text is the heart of it all. That's what we're reading. What we are reading. That's the heart. Okay, so the next level is text to text. Making a big old bullseye. Text to text. So maybe you read a book and it reminds you of a movie you saw. Or a book you've already read. Okay? Thinking of other books or movies. You can't see that one? Here we go. I wanted to make it really big. Either books or movies. And then at the very outside, it's brown. Text to world. Okay? Text to world. Thinking about big ideas like lessons. The lesson you learned. Big ideas or lessons or the world around me. Can't see that either? Oh, yeah, you can. So there is our circles of connections. Okay, our circles of connection. So when we're reading our text or our book, we might think of something that's happened to ourselves. Okay, if you're reading a book about Six Flags, you might say, well, this reminds me of when I went to Six Flags. Or maybe you read a book about Six Flags before, and the book you're reading about roller coasters reminds you of the book you read about Six Flags. Or you talk about scary things, and you think Six Flags is scary, and the whole world, that's a connection to the world. Or maybe you learned a lesson in the story that you have to be brave at Six Flags, and that's a text to world. So these are our circles of connection. We're going to be talking about a lot this rest of this week and other days when we're reading.